The economic numbers are complete fraud, pretty much like everything else. It has nothing to do with you. That's why you don't feel anything. It's really that simple. When somebody like Joe Biden says, "Are you feeling it?" and he already knows that you're not, well, he's correct. The problem is Joe has no idea why or how this all takes place. Or if he does, he's not relaying it to you. But I don't think he really understands it. Or he does understand it, but he knows he's dealing with a bunch of crybabies and he can't tell you the truth. One way or the other, the information is just out there. It's complete fraud. Let me explain to you how the whole thing works. And I'm going to use Phil McGraw for this example. You know Phil McGraw? You know that guy? I think you call him Dr. Phil. Yeah. We call him Certificate Philbert. So you see, Certificate Philbert did a show once for charity, and he was in his wife's closet in their home, in their palace, whatever the hell it is. And it was sort of like not a walk-in closet, it was more like a jogging closet. And it was loaded with $600 pair of shoes. Loaded, hundreds of pairs. $600 a clip. And he's showing this on national television, and his audience doesn't even have $600 for food. This is how out of touch Certificate Philbert is. Anyway, if you understand one thing, there are different levels of shopping in this country. If you ever notice that, those levels are designed that way for a reason. See, you just think the stuff is expensive, and why would somebody pay that much money for that item? Right? It's crazy. Why would somebody pay $600 for a pair of shoes? It's nuts. Well, it's designed that way. Why? For the very reason that you hear economic numbers are good. See? The money, when you spend $600 for a pair of shoes, goes where? It doesn't come down through the economy. No, it just stays up at the top and circulates. It goes to the other person that has ridiculous amounts of money for doing nothing. Do you understand? And then they buy more shit and they sell it to Certificate Philbert's plastic wife. See how it works? And then the money just stays at the top. Meanwhile, they're ringing up sales. Of course, you're going to ring up a lot of sales. Business is good. You're selling one pair of shoes for $600 for Christ's sakes. Of course, business is good. It's completely ridiculous. Do you understand? But the money just rotates up at the top. It's never coming down. They suck the money up to the top is what happens. And then it stays there. Just like Certificate Philbert so kindly demonstrated the predatory actions against his own audience, quite frankly. Because you want to have a question? How did she get all those shoes? Where did that money come from? What did you actually do, Certificate Philbert? Have you ever told anybody anything about any of the stuff that they're hearing now? Ever? Or do you just talk about drug problems and all this other crap that has no measurable results? So therefore you could just keep doing it and wasting people's lives. Their time. That's their life. Listening to you and watching your wife show $600 pairs of shoes. A closet full. Do you understand? That's the economy. That's it right there. So the money never comes down. That's why you never feel it. Because it never comes to you. So when they say things are great, they're not talking about you. You understand? They just want you to buy that story. But they're not talking about you. In fact, they're not even talking about themselves. Because all they're doing is rotating money at the top. It's like a spinning wheel. You understand? It just spins and it rings up dollars, sales, purchases, homes, sales, purchases, but nothing's going on. You understand? When you see building, they're building stuff, but who's building it? You're not building it. You're having a problem paying for your food and everything else. They're building more with what? With your money. That's with what? See, because the money gets sucked up to the top. You have to pay your cable provider, right? To watch Certificate Philbert. Your cable provider then has to pay for whoever Certificate Philbert show is. Then eventually Certificate Philbert gets the money. Then the money goes to his wife. She takes the money and what? It doesn't come back down to you. No. No, they suck it to the top, Certificate Philbert and his plastic wife, and they let it rotate at the top because they're not buying a pair of shoes for $40. That would have to be purchased at a store where you shop. That would mean the money would rotate where you are. They're not doing that. They vacuum this shit up and then they rotate it at the top. That's how it works. See? That's called fraud. Understand? That's deception. And for the record, I think Certificate Philbert and his plastic wife perfectly provide an example for the American Psychological Association and what their purpose is. Kids, be the source or buy bullshit.